Wait, I'm not ready. No, I'm ready.
No, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the pre-show of the Codex podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Sonny Kruger. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Tim the Tierball and Uncle Gary.
Sonny,
Hello.
hello, Sonny. Some previous business. You can look up Secrets of the Haunted House number 40 to see your sister.
All right, I could do that right now. As we're in the pre-show, so we could do that.
You can do that. So that was your kindred spirit. I know you have to be related to that girl. So,
And what was the number?
Secrets of the Haunted House number 40.
Number 40.
Mm-hmm.
From DC Comics. I do see it.
You see the resemblance?
I do, but I was always very good and kind. I think maybe I have to send it to Tim and see if he should post it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. That is a Sonny blood relation right there.
Oh my God. Give me a second. I'm going to take a look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We are so glad to have you here.
Yes, we are.
Oh my God. All right.
Dan Kelly got a kick out of this when we showed it and we referenced you. Sonny,
I don't know why. I don't know why it was referenced.
You had that action figure episode. Dan cannot get over what you did to those toys. So,
from the vault.
from the vault.
Okay. Let's see here. Here we go.
So
yeah, I'm gonna have this brought up for you in just a second, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at this.
Yeah, there we go. If you saw the action figure episode with Sonny, this is his sister, because that's exactly how those Sonny action figures looked.
She was just a little girl, but her parents knew there was something strange about Charlotte.
Yeah, she was decapitating dolls and ripping things off of them.
Oh my God!
That's Sonny's sister.
Dan says, "Good and kind, your action figures disagree."
There you go, Dan. Way to pile on, Dan. That's why he's my road manager. He's gonna take a pile on.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Oh my Lord.
Sonny can't deny that. Sonny can't deny the familial bond there.
No, not at all.
Mine's just accidents. That little girl, she looks rotten.
Okay.
Wow.
Accidents. emphasis on the axe.
My son's 13 and he takes better care of his action figure. He makes his bed better than you take care of your action figure.
Wow.
He cleans his dinner plate better than you take care of your action figures.
I clean my dinner plates.
That is going to be the favorite episode we've ever done.
Holy God.
The Sonny Kruger box of carnage.
And it just never stopped. Ladies and gentlemen, go look at the Codex special presentation of action figures where you can see all the destruction and mayhem.
Missing fingers. Sometimes a toy, loses its tail in a wrestling match.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man. Yeah, it was ugly. It was ugly.
I love it.
Well, speaking of stuff that I have, I got a surprise mail call. I'll do it on the episode from Dan Kelly. I don't know what it is. I know.
No, we know.
So I'm like, is he sending me some kind of I thought it was going to be something used action figure body parts, but then comic book. I'm like, okay, so it's a comic. I don't know what comic book, but I truly thought it was going to be
oh my Lord.
So I opened it with the scissors, but I haven't looked at it yet.
You haven't.
So.
Oh, good.
Okay, I just cut the tape.
We'll do that on the main show, not the pre-show.
Oh yeah, that's a happening.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So main show.
I'm glad Dan's with us on that. That is fantastic. Yeah, Dan.
Yes.
Dan went above and beyond.
Oh my God.
To do this.
Okay.
It was amazing. Dan. I know Dan manages books that he buys, and he has to watch what he spends on this. I can't believe he spent the thousands it costs to get that book for Sonny. So I'm just saying.
Look, Dan's in the comments still.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's going to be in the comments. He'll see the unveil.
We'll see. It says Sonny is the H.H. Holmes of toy collecting.
Give me a second. There we go. Yep, sure enough. He's got his own little basement and everything, Dan. God. Sonny, what's on the docket for tonight, man? What do we got to cover?
We've got a lot. So as we're talking about, we got that mail call going on for what I got from Dan. A lot of comic book news.
That's it, Sonny Dahmer.
Interesting thing, I'm actually watching that show right now. I've been watching that show, so I didn't get around to it 2 years ago. So now we're watching it, but we got Variant Insanity. We also got a lot of comic book news with the New York Comic Con. So a lot was announced for DC, for Marvel, for a whole bunch. We got Right or Wrong, and this time it's my 5 statements. Also, we'll be having our random panel of the week. Someone's keeping an eye on somebody else.
This one made me really laugh out loud when you sent this one out.
Nice. I was looking for something a bit Halloween themed, and there we go. And then for the F list,
there is no F list.
We're gonna have to go on.
Right now, there will not be anybody added to the goddamn F list. Just letting you know right the hell now.
I see you
stutter. Did I stutter?
I see you got the ring even ready. But we've got the picture, so it's gonna be, as you said, it's on.
It doesn't matter.
It's on in the F list.
You know what I got? I got a goddamn Legion flight ring right here, buddy. So there you go.
You know what? I could break that.
Yeah, that's without a doubt.
Don't give too much of it away. Let's save the suspense.
Yes. And then, of course, for the final segment of the show, we'll be reviewing The Rise of the Midnight Suns.
That's right.
I would just call it Ghost Rider, but it does take place over multiple stories. So
yes.
Just Rise of the Midnight Suns. Got some Ghost Riders, some Johnny Blaze, some Blade, a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of characters. So
Night Stalkers, Darkhold Redeemers. Yeah, good stuff. I'm excited. Can't wait.
Yeah, so that should be a fun one. Like I said, we got a lot going on for the episode today.
Mm-hmm.
Is it time for me to open my comic book yet?
No, not to the real show, baby. That would be premature. Opening. What we would say, premature oculation. Premature oculation. That's pretty damn good.
And hey, Sal, Sal's in the comments, eh?
Hey, Sal, good to see you, man. You came for the perfect episode tonight.
Do we show Sal what he should definitely get slabbed? The comic book we were showing a few minutes ago.
No, we're on it. But you said
we can't do that.
I meant a certain thing with the figures. A certain with the secrets.
He saw it this weekend.
Oh, okay.
He saw it this week. He was part of the parade with Dan. Yeah, the Secrets of the Heart.
That's what you need to get slabbed, Sal.
Yeah, Sonny needs that slab so he can.
I'll take it.
Oh my God. Well, gentlemen, if you're ready for tonight's show, let's dive into it.
It's going to be a good one. I am ready.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stick around. We will be back in 45 seconds. But until then, enjoy this crashed UFO.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Code X podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Sonny Kruger. I'm joined by my usual co-hosts, Tim the Terrible and Uncle Gary. We had quite a fun pre-show today where Uncle Gary talked about this comic book where he said he believed that this was my sister. I don't know how, but, Tim could show you the picture real quick.
Yes, 100%.
Yes. If you saw the action figure episode, they're related. What Sonny's action figures look like. The box of destruction that he had with missing heads and arms and legs,
they had their heads.
Yeah, thumbs bitten off, whatever the hell. I mean, I don't know what he did to those
There's
toys.
a lot of carnage and destruction.
Yes, yeah, the box of carnage. That girl there and Sonny are related. Sonny Kruger and that girl, they have
Charlotte.
genetic bond.
Something, as you said, something strange about Charlotte.
Oh my God.
And many things strange about me.
There you
But
go.
hey, I still get to host the show. I still do my job. And this week I picked out for us to review Rise of the Midnight Sun. So that is what we will be reviewing at the end of the show. But before that, we got a lot of news. We got Right or Wrong, and I'll be having my 5 statements. We have Virulent Insanity. I got a mail call from Dan Kelly. They know what it is. I don't know what it is. So I'm excited to open my comic book. We got a random panel of the week with someone keeping an eye on somebody. And we'll be having the F list. Uncle Gary says somebody's not going into the F list.
There is
today.
not going to be an addition to the F list. You count on that. Take it to the bank.
It's on when we get to that segment. So you have to
better
wait a
get my
little bit.
Look out.
Not happening.
Someone's going to eat his way out.
No.
My God.
Not happening.
We'll get to that later. But first, we will start off with the comic book news and the rundown. The classic Batman story, Hush, is set to get a sequel in Hush 2. Daredevil Born Again. The series finally got its release date, which is set to be on March 4th. But on February 4th, the comic book series, the comic book story arc of Daredevil Born Again is set to be reprinted. Also, some more things. Luke Cage is set to get a change, and it will be in Power Man Timeless. He's set to get the powers of Sentry, Iron Fist, and the Hulk. Also, Wolverine's going through a bit of a change in Ultimate Wolverine. He got a new look. Some people like it, some people don't. One thing that has a lot of people talking is his face mask. But there's some more stuff going on. The Creature Commandos had an official trailer come out, and that is set to be released on HBO Max December 5th. And speaking of some creatures, Blade, the new movie, the one starring Mahershala Ali as Blade, has been taken off of Marvel's release calendar for 2025. So again, that will not be happening, or it is pushed back until 2026 at the earliest. And then there's a bit of a rumor mill, and that is set. They're saying that Denzel Washington may be in Doctor Strange 3 and maybe Dormammu.
I saw that.
Yeah, so a lot of news, guys. And anybody watching, if there's anything, because there's New York Comic Con, there's so much news. If there's anything you feel like, hey, you guys didn't cover this, feel free to put it in the comments. Let us know, what you want to hear us talking about. But guys, like I said, there's a lot going on. Anything you want to talk about first? Anything that grabbed your attention the most?
Yeah. Let's talk about this.
Boom, there we go. Wolverine's new look.
I'm okay with it. I think aside from the less than round of applause of performance of Ultimate X-Men with Peach Momoko, the Ultimate Universe has done a very good job so far. I'm very curious to see how this turns out. I'm excited about it. I'm about as excited about this as I was Ultimate Black Panther, and I was pleasantly surprised with that. That is my second favorite Ultimates title.
I mean, I think it looks cool. Wolverine has gone through multiple changes, right? We have the yellow Wolverine. We have the one where it was kind of the orangish one in the 80s. I like the X-Force one where it was the silver and black. So, I mean, this isn't my favorite Wolverine outfit change, but I still think it's pretty cool. And then the stuff with the masks and people like, oh, but I don't think it's much about.
And he's got the
face mask
arm too.
Yeah, I think it's more just the look. So not my favorite look, but I still think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it. I'm excited for it. I've got it on my pulse. I'm gonna check it out.
Cool. Make sure to let us know.
Can we talk about books that have come out lately that have blown my mind in a bad way?
What is it?
Fantastic Four, number 25. Johnny Storm.
This is what we talked about last week.
Johnny Storm that will bang anything. Bang the goddamn alien centipede looking thing.
You're a superhero,
Angelica,
Johnny.
Right? Yeah, Angelica.
We'll figure it out.
Listen, yeah, we'll figure it out. Well, okay. They didn't show, they showed kissing, So I'm gonna say with his track record, he did more than kissing. And
They saved the world.
Yeah.
Dan Kelly says he will give Angelica and Human Torch a chance.
Listen, here's what was great. A few years ago, Doom was going to get married, and Johnny banged Doom's bride.
Oh my!
Soon to be bride, and then Doom went. Doom was being nice to the world and everything else. Doom went off the rails and was going to destroy everything. Okay, that Johnny Storm just fine in character, but having a love affair with an alien centipede looking thing, come on, man.
Did we stick the picture?
I can believe that there's an invisible woman. I can believe that Johnny Storm can turn into flame.
It's in our chat, Tim.
I can believe Mr. Fantastic can stretch to all these great lengths. I believe that there's a rock man in the thing. I will suspend my disbelief of that. But I am not going to suspend my disbelief that Johnny Storm is making it with a giant damn bug.
Gary, love has no boundaries.
Can't go there.
Love has no boundaries.
Well, you know what? It should when you're a damn insect.
And she does look like you said, an insect. Yeah.
When you have some kind of exoskeleton, no. So
anything that's a female,
a superhero does what a superhero does.
What the hell is this? What the hell is that? And look, it's not like Johnny is an incel and can't get laid. Johnny can get laid. He sat there, he laid Doom's fiance, which took some serious cojones, right?
Oh my god!
But he can't be that hard up. He just can't be.
Oh my god, I love it. What does she say down below? But ours is going to save everyone.
Yeah. So I'm glad you covered this last week.
Oh, we did very extensively.
I had been ranting about this for a while, and the fact that y'all covered it was even better.
Yeah, that was a top story.
Man.
Yeah. Hey, Sweet Day was on Saturday, so I was like, we need to mention this romance going on between Human Torch and the Centipede, Angelica.
Oh my god!
You know what? Somebody need an industrial-sized can of Raid to break that up.
This is wonderful. I love it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Denzel Washington, Doctor Strange 3 as Dormammu.
I mean,
I just can't imagine Denzel's going to do a Marvel movie.
To voice?
Well,
it could be quick.
Okay, you know what? Just to voice it, yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, he's got a great voice or anything.
You know who would have been a great voice? James Earl Jones.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Yeah.
Who would voice Angelica? In the Fantastic Four movie.
Who's got a real squeaky, high pitched bug-like voice? Maybe Christian Chenoweth.
There we go. Sydney Sweeney.
I'm not going to say anything. Listen, I'm not going to say anything bad about Sydney or her Sweeneys. Just let me know.
Oh my God. But yeah,
a lot of stuff. What do you think about Hush 2? I mean, the sequel.
Well, we're in Long Halloween too, and so far so good. So I'll be on board.
Yeah. Jeff Loeb doing Hush 2, coming back again. That'll be fantastic. Is it going to be in canon, or is it going to be? So
it's said that the prelude is set to start in Justice League Unlimited issue number 1 on November 27th, and that Hush 2 officially starts in March of 2025, and it will be in Batman issue number 158.
Yep, sure will.
So it looks like it will.
All
right.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm on board. I'm also on board that there's going to be a new Aquaman ongoing again.
Mm-hmm.
So happy about that. I don't know that I'm happy about him having basically the same. I don't know how different they'll be, but that's Mura's jam to have be able to manipulate the water like that. So, hopefully they'll make it different enough where it's not just a straight up copy of her, because I don't want to see anything take away from Mura's uniqueness.
I agree. I like Aquaman. He's a favorite DC character of mine. The Peter David run was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
Him go back to that kind of thing.
The Jeff Johns run was fabulous too.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. In New 52, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it was great. That was one of my favorite New 52 titles.
Yep.
So I'd like to see Aquaman get the popularity he deserves. He doesn't just talk to fish, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
Let's see, we got some comments. I know when Sapphire jumped on, that was during the Angelica talk. It was during that.
If you're walking into it, you should stomp that bug.
That's a good question, Dan. I don't know.
Yeah. But also, too, if you were
Zeb
saying
Wells.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, if you're saying Aquaman with the powers, that does make me think like too how Luke Cage, we're just saying he's gonna get something with more powers. I wonder like are too many superheroes getting all these Omega level powers? Like this person's super strong now. Like, they're great the way they are.
And you brought up Zeb Wells. Sal and I, we feel very guilty about this.
Why?
I haven't read the most recent issue, but there's been an epic Spider-Man Tombstone fight that has been pretty damn cool. And Sal and I are both on board with thinking it's pretty cool. And we feel bad. We feel bad that we're liking something in the Zeb Wells Spider-Man. You know, we had maps before. We had maps.
Yeah.
But this Tombstone Spidey fight has been pretty brutal and pretty awesome. In the issue before last, there is an awesome full-page spread of the fight that was just fantastic.
I just can't bring myself to do it.
I know. So I'm just saying, me and Sal feel dirty liking it. We feel dirty and filthy. That
good,
like,
you should.
But it's, you know,
go take a shower. Hit the showers, gentlemen.
But okay, that's fine, but not together.
With the many deaths of Spider-Man, or the 8 deaths of Spider-Man, whatever it is, I'm gonna go back into that cautiously, because I know he's getting new powers and Dr. Doom's giving him that suit and all that stuff. So I'm going cautiously, and I'm gonna see how I feel about it. And then hopefully I can make it through that story. And when that story's done, find out who the new creative team is going to be after that. And then we'll see.
Well, you know, after that, they'll have some big shakeup with Spider-Man. And then after that's all over, there'll be a new creative team and they'll revert him back to what the norm is.
Yeah, here's hoping.
That's what they usually do.
Yeah. Yeah, Dan's got a good point here. Going back to Aquaman, they said not all the heroes got the right powers when they got their powers back. If he got Mara's, whose powers did she get?
Oh, well, that's interesting. That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point. And just for those of you that have read the All In so far, and I can't wait for the sequel, Balls Deep. You know, that's but All In. All In. There's a reference to something that I will reference today in the Sonny's attempted F-list canonization that will go horribly off the rails for him. So, but something that happened in All In that I can reference. So, to that. So I have a tie in. So anyway,
that's wonderful.
So we'll get on to that in a little bit. It's going to be a good one.
But yeah, Luke Cage, that's another Old Man Logan type story. It's Old Man Luke Cage. He's getting all these powers from all these different guys and all that stuff. So it is what it is. Will I check it out? Probably not. I'm not going to rush. I'll wait for the trade and then go from there.
That's what I need to do starting in February.
Sapphire's got a good point here too. Sapphire, I'm with you on this. He says, I'm going to wait patiently for the hardcover for Absolute Power to come out to read the story in full.
There's nothing wrong with that. You get a better cohesion when you're doing that.
Yeah.
Because even though Absolute Power was it weekly?
Yeah, with multiple different titles.
Yeah. So
and stuff.
Even so, you lose stuff weekly, but it's so much better to read a trade, especially on a monthly book where you can read it all, at your leisure in one, in a few sittings and not, and have everything just flow, the continuity of it flow. And not remember, what did I read last month?
Yeah, exactly. That's why the synopsis is there and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
And as far as in the running for my book of the year, I loved Hyde Street. I don't know if y'all picked it
You
up.
keep talking about it. I have not checked it out yet.
Me either. What's it called?
Hyde Street, Hyde. And it's very much has a similarity to Twilight Zone, including the opening monologue about what Hyde Street is.
Nice.
It's part of the Mad Ghost books, with Geiger and those things. It's part, Jeff Johns and those guys are doing it. I loved the first issue. I can't wait for more.
You and Dan both have been talking about the whole story, like Geiger, Redcoat, and there's one or two other titles, right?
Rook.
Yeah, Rook. So 3 titles, and now Hyde Street. So
yeah, Rook is phenomenal.
What about Creature Commandos? What do you guys think about that? Did you see the trailer?
I liked it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think it looks
100%.
cool style, like the animation.
More
adult. So,
I know for humor they're going with Weasel, but it should be the werewolf, and not Weasel, but Weasel's for humor. Are y'all the way Weasel was depicted in Suicide Squad?
I loved
it. Fans of the old Bloom County comic strip?
Yes.
Weasel's Bill the Cat.
I can see that 100%.
Weasel's Bill the Cat. You cannot tell me that when Gunn and them did that they did not base that on Bill the Cat.
I am excited for Creature Commandos because this is the official start of James Gunn's DCU, and I think it is going to take all the Snyder Dude Bros tears and use it as ink for the credits. So there's that. But I think it's going to be good. I think this is a great start. All the people that are voicing the characters are going to be their live action counterparts, and some of them are already going to show up in Superman and other movies that are coming out later.
How is Creature Commandos going to be released? Is it going to be released as an animated?
On Max
DVD. Oh, it's going to be released as a cartoon on Max.
Yes, and then I'm sure it eventually will get a home video released,
and not episodic, but
I think a full movie. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what, December 5th?
So that early, okay.
Yeah,
December
5th or December 11th or something like that.
Look forward to watching that.
5th.
Yeah, 5th, Yeah, I'm going to check it out. I absolutely am excited to see this. I think it's going to be fantastic.
So
just say it's going to be animated series, it says.
Okay.
Oh, okay, then episodes.
So the last iteration of the Creature Commanders we saw animated was kind of cool. But Mike Harbour lost his mind because in it was an animated short. It was this DC Vault short.
The showcase things? Or
showcase thing, yeah. And Sergeant Rock and Easy Company were under siege, and they killed Easy Company. Rock survived. They killed Easy, and they turned them into these supercharged zombies, and the Creature Commandos had to take them down.
Oh.
Mike was so pissed that Easy was killed like that with Bulldozer and Sure Shot and all the other guys, right? But at the end, what was kind of cool, and I'm like, but this is cool. Sergeant Rock was leading the Creature Commandos. I thought amazing. That was cool. I thought that was great. So the Creature Commandos part was cool. Rock leading them. So if they just hadn't killed Easy, I think we could have had Mike on board with that.
Wow.
I get it. Sometimes when you are really passionate about a character, there's certain ones I hate to see die too. So
they killed everybody in Easy except for Rock. He was not having that. He was not happy. You talk about a rant. Oh my God.
Nice.
All right.
All right, guys, you ready for some insanity, or is any last minute news?
I think we've waited long enough. I think. Hey, Liz. I think maybe Dan would like to see you open your mail call.
Oh, do you want to do that now?
Sure. Then, in that case,
it's
mail call.
Hold that phone just a minute.
Make sure Dan's there. Dan, you there?
Dan wants to come in and partake.
I think he should partake. I think he needs to partake in this.
So let's see here. He is not available yet.
Okay, well then we'll wait for when he's available, because the last thing we want to do is squash his hopes and dreams.
I will text him now and make sure that he can be. Until then, we can do variant insanity.
Let's do that and have Dan tell us when he's ready, and then at that point we will go ahead.
Okay.
That's
So,
right. I'll be careful. I won't cut the comic book.
all right. Variant Insanity, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
You're
Yeah, hi.
Oh, there he is. Speaking of Variant Insanity, you scared the
Danny Drive-
Kruger off of Sonny.
Glad to have you here, Dan. Dan Kelly. All right, man. So you jumped on time for Variant Insanity, and then I will open my mail call from you. All right, everybody. This goes for everybody in the comments too. Would you like to take a guess as to which comic book had the most variants this week?
Nobody's going to get it. Not a single person.
Okay,
If you know what it is, go ahead and throw it in there before we reveal it. But yeah, guys,
for a weird, we had a lot of variants for Superman today, so I'm just gonna say Superman. Superman 19. It's probably, I'm sure it's an independent, but you know,
It probably is. So he said Superman. I'll say Nightwing.
okay.
Anybody in the chat?
No guesses. Oh wait, we got one.
So,
Sal says,
was it?
"I know it."
there was a Venom book.
Called I Know It.
It was a Venom book. It had to have been then.
I don't know how many there are of this, so I'm going to guess that right now. I'm going to say 42.
Oh, you're guessing Jackie Robinson on it.
Well, I was thinking of
You're guessing the number before you even say what the book is.
He knows the book. He knows.
And we have somebody else guessing too.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to guess the number. He said Jackie Robinson. I'm going to go Sammy Ball, 33.
Liz says Absolute Wonder Woman. So a lot of
That's a good
key
guess.
guesses
You know what?
tonight.
I'm going to change my guess to that because I know there were. I can do whatever I damn well please. I'm going to change it to that because I know for a fact that Sal bought the Chrome cover of it because he showed me at the shop. He's like, "Oh, they put this in my box."
Oh my God!
Like they don't even ask him now. They just know. Oh, if it's a foil cover, just put it in Sal's
Throw it
box.
in there.
Yeah, throw it in. He'll take it.
Liz is now changing her answer, or that new Green
Oh,
Lantern.
now
art.
she's changing.
So
No,
it's
I'm gonna-
one or
I'm
the
gonna-
other.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I forgot what came out this week. I only remembered that it was like Superman and Nightwing, and he went Superman. But yeah, I'm gonna say Ultimate Wonder Woman because I know that had a few.
Absolute Wonder Woman.
Well, I think it's
All right.
time. Tim, you could let everybody know what it was.
You guys are
Absolute
right.
Wonder Woman.
Good
Right.
job. Good
I'm
job.
gonna say it had 18 variants.
Uncle Gary, you said 33. Tim, you said 42.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else in the comments would like to guess how many? I know. Sale knows.
Tim
Mhm.
knows.
I don't know the
Oh,
number.
he doesn't know.
Not the number. I just knew the issue. No guesses in chat, so go ahead, Sonny. Let us know.
Okay, this week, Absolute Wonder Woman had 21 variant copies.
Oh, blackjack.
1A to 1U.
I was closest without going over. By Price is Right rules, I win.
I had half. I was over by half.
You
Wow.
doubled it, yeah. So
Yeah.
One thing that goes with variants, we were talking, me and Sal were talking to Travis at the shop today about is, he was asking them, like, are there ever, when there's 1 in 10 variants for a book, are there ever, like, would the same book have, like, 2 different 1 in 10 variants? And, Travis like, no, they'll do a 1 in 5, 1 in 10, 1 in 25, all that. And I said, you know what, whenever I make my comic, when I put the variants out, I'm going to do like, oh yeah, this is the 1 in 36 variant, or this is the 1 in 1,258 variant. Like, I'm just going to pick the most random ass number. Instead of doing like 5, 10, 25, 50, 100, I'm just going to pick the most random ass number that I can think of. Be like, yeah, this is the 1 in 47 variant.
That's wonderful.
Liz, you should have gone with your gut. You should have gone with your gut, Liz.
you had it right, Dan. Dan cost you there. I don't think you would have changed it. But Dan, you got me a comic book, so you get a pass.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
let's see what that comic book is.
Let's
That's
see what
right.
it is.
So a few days ago.
Hang on, Sonny. Let's bring you front and center here. So
I like
that way.
the background as well.
Who's
background here?
Sonny's background or yours?
No, the one on the station.
Oh yeah, it's in the spirit of Halloween.
I'm making sure that I don't put our addresses on there. So, yeah, a few days ago, it's mail call. Dan Kelly got me a comic book. I don't know what it is. Let's see. It is something very epic that I needed to have.
There you go.
Oh my lord.
Vegetable lover.
Dan, thank you very much. Like I said, I could not find this. It's C2E2. I've been on the hunt, and the hunt is complete. There we go.
Collecting gold.
Beauty right there.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Now what you need to do is I want you to send that to CGC to get graded.
Rich, you made it just
What's
in
up,
time,
Richard?
buddy.
Richard, you made it for
This-
Sonny. Finally got his copy of Vegetable Lover. And then
Yes.
let's say taste yummy. Is that what it says on there?
Yep.
Oh
Yes.
my
Yum.
God.
Tasty.
Yum, tasty.
I'm gonna at least have to read it before getting it
And
slabbed.
the butter is just dripping off that corn too.
Oh
I
yeah.
will say this: I did not read it, but I didn't read it in depth, but I had to flip through it. The book is effing weird.
Yeah.
Oh my
I want to
god.
read it. I'm excited for it.
The title didn't make you think it would be?
Oh my god.
Should I bring it to work with me tomorrow?
Yes.
I don't know what set are you on.
No, Sonny, yes, 100%. That's your motivation for your background character right there.
You're a rabid vegetarian.
Oh,
Oh my
are you
God.
working? Are you working on the bear tomorrow because your vegetables cooking? You know that fits in.
It's a show called All Her Fault. So, and I guess it's all her fault.
That
Hey,
is
there you
one. And look at her. That is one corn-fed Iowa farm girl
Oh
right there.
my god.
She is healthy.
You know what? If your extra thing is to just kind of be sitting in the background, like on a park bench or something, and you open that up and start reading it, you are guaranteeing yourself screen time.
Hey,
That's
and-
If I get fired, I'll let you guys know on air. Like, hey guys, guess who got fired today?
do you own a trench coat? That should go too.
I do. Yes.
A trench coat and a fedora.
Yeah.
And whip it out.
Oh my lord.
Hey, you know what? Even if you get fired, though, think of the story that you would have to tell.
Yeah. You know.
I'll tell you this too. Flipping through it, though it says vegetable lover on the cover and has pictures of vegetables, that is not the type of vegetable that she is a lover of
No.
in the comic.
Well, I was looking at this one right here.
And
There's a
I'll,
lot of different ones. Yeah, there's a lot of different phallic vegetables. That's for sure.
I'll just leave it at that. That's not the type of vegetable she is a lover of in the book.
Our
When you
very
read-
own Archduke Kevy says
Yeah.
bovine growth
Hormone will do that to you.
get to
Well, when you read that book, you'll be entertained. You won't be gored.
Oh my god.
I don't disagree with that. I know that it will be an entertaining read.
It's a tossed salad of a bunch of different things.
Mhm. Yeah.
I am very happy to have.
Did you have any idea what it would?
vegetable-
When I said I was sending you something, did you have any idea what it would be?
At first, I was thinking like you were sending me something. It was going to be all like broken toys or something like that.
I was just gonna send you like a box of toy body parts.
Yeah, I was thinking like because you can find them like on eBay before. I was like, why did they have that? But
Oh my
then
god.
comic book, I was like, maybe something with an F lister. Let me see. So
You should have
I
got
mean,
them.
who knows? Maybe you'll get
body
maybe-
parts.
Maybe you'll get a random panel, or maybe you'll get the random panel of the week out of there.
I'm sure there's a lot of interesting ones in there. Yeah.
Only on
Thank you,
Codex,
Dan.
ladies and gentlemen. Only right here.
Thank you, Dan. I was very excited. Even my Maria knew, she's like, you just want to open it right now. I'm like, I really can't wait till Wednesday. Man, it's
Yeah, I
Wednesday here yet.
I wouldn't recommend showing that to her.
Look what I got. Oh,
Oh my lord.
If I were you, I'd find like a issue of X-Men that's got like Omega Red on the cover. Be like, oh, this is what he sent me. It's really cool because he knows how much I like Omega. You know, or with like a Spider-Man book with Chameleon, and then just be like, oh, by the way, don't watch the podcast.
Yeah, just skip
skip
this
the cover,
episode.
Dan. When you see
Sonny.
Dan out there, skip it.
Sonny, a secret vegetable pervert.
Hey, how did it come up before? Who was it who said "Mommy's little deviant"?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Mommy's little- Listen, I showed that cover and he lost his mind. He's been searching for that book ever since. So
Yes, it was on the hunt. So thank you, Dan. You've helped me complete my on the hunt for vegetable lover. I may have to show it though. I'm very excited to be. Like, look what Dan got me. And then, why's your buddy getting you this comic book?
She's gonna be like, was he invited to the wedding? He's not now.
Sonny,
My birthday twin.
we'll get you. We'll get you a more normal one next time. We'll have to find the Lick Lap book for you.
Oh my God.
I did find a copy of
Amputee Love,
but I just wasn't willing to drop $200 on it.
Damien's book, was $200 book for a long time, and then one sold for $300 that was in shape not quite as good as his. So now his book is $300.
Well,
that's
$200. Vegetable Lover was much more affordable, but $200. Like, what did you say, Gary? Like, it's $100 funny.
Amputee Love was $100 funny. It wasn't $200 funny. Exactly. But now it's $300 funny if you want it.
Oh my
from Damien.
God.
Yeah.
Wow, Dan, that's awesome. That's amazing.
You guys enjoy the rest of the show. Have another spectacular show. I just had to jump on there. Gary was telling me, he's like, well, tell me, because I was just gonna say, don't open this, or I was gonna say do an unboxing video, and Gary said, nope. When I showed it to him, he's like, no, he's got to do it live on the podcast. I was like, yeah, I'll ask him if he will, and Gary said no, he has to. That's part of the deal of him getting it, is that he has to do it.
That's right.
Don't ask him, just tell him.
Damn straight, you're telling him. You're giving him the gift. You're calling the shot. That is a conditional gift. If he wants it, he's got to follow directions. That's perfect. God. And I'm glad you were able to make the show too, because you deserve to be here for that great reveal.
Yes.
Right. So good job. Well done, Dan Kelly.
Next week.
Yeah.
Well, Gary was telling me, he was he was saying like, well, you're on next week. Just tell him to wait till then. I was like, no, it needs to be when you're on, because you're the one that let him know of the existence of this book. He would have without you telling him, he would have gone to his grave without knowing this existed.
Well, and think how what a dissatisfied life that would have been. So now he is fully realized individual because he has Vegetable Lover.
Now he knows.
Thanks to me and thanks to Dan. So I
was introduced to it. It was in my mind. And then now I got it.
Sonny's a very talented writer too, as we know. Who knows what this will inspire him to write after he's finished reading it?
Yes, if there's any weird vegetable scenes, you know the origin of it. You know the origin.
Who knows what this will unlock for his future?
When he comes to bed with him and Maria with a stalk of celery. Oh man!
I just really like celery now.
Sweetheart, just hear me out. Don't say no until I say everything.
When they're driving down the road, he's gonna be like, "Oh, that farmer's market looks pretty good. Let's stop there." Like, we've already stopped at 5 farmers markets. Just pull the car into it.
Oh my God!
You've changed. Wow. You don't like your chocolates and ice cream anymore. No, I just really like vegetables now. I'm trying to eat healthier.
All right. Well, Dan, once again, man, thank you very much for giving Sonny the gift that will keep on giving forever.
Dan Kelly Art, well done, my friend.
Like I said, I really want you to. I'd really love for you to, after you read that,
give a book report.
That into CGC to get graded.
He needs to give a book report. You know what kind? An oral report.
Hey, you know what? We're doing the new style of the comic review. You can always do one on that.
Oh my God! Yes.
Vegetable Lover. Yeah.
Sonny, reviewed by Kodak Station Vegetable Pervert Sonny Kruger.
Then we'll just leave it. Just let them guess who it was. They'll never know.
I'll have to review the Lick Lap book. That'll be great.
Oh yeah.
It would be outstanding if you got it graded. In fact, right after I get off here, I'm going to go check the CGC census to see.
I'm doing that right now.
How many graded copies there are?
Yes.
I'm doing that right now.
I have the one, the only.
They're graded
right there.
and they're biodegradable.
Oh my God.
Maybe it'll be sitting right there. There's an open spot on the wall for it. Make Sal jealous. I got this one slabbed.
Is there any other things on the cover like that indicate the title of the book, because it's not showing up in the census?
Maybe there's never been one done.
Vegetable Lover and Other Spicy Stories.
Okay.
Adults only. So
It's in CLZ as Vegetable Lover.
I am not seeing it on the census.
Well,
Right
you know
here.
what?
Comics. Yeah.
You could be the highest graded copy of Vegetable Lover out there.
Wow.
That's not to say that it's let me try something different here. Yeah, I'm not seeing it at all.
Sonny, you could have the only graded copy of Vegetable Lover.
You know what?
Yeah, I may have to get it. Yeah.
They might have a special vegetarian CGC label for you.
My Lord. We need to move on from this.
But it's been fun. Thank you again, Dan. You know I really appreciate. I love my Vegetable Lovers story or comic.
Enjoy it. Read it. Have a lot of fun. Don't have too much fun. And I got to say before I jump off too.
Does that salad have dressing? Well, no.
That's not ranch on there.
Raunch. It's raunch dressing.
Yeah.
Cheese.
Like
Tim is like, this is off the rails.
I'm looking everywhere for Vegetable Lovers CGC, and I'm not finding it.
Tim, your algorithm is going to be pretty interesting for the
Oh,
next
yeah, I know.
couple days.
Ultimate Wolverine, Vegetable Lover, Amputee. Oh my God.
Oh,
All right.
All right. Well, before I get off, I just want to say I'm going to agree with Gary.
there you go, baby. There you go. There you go. Thank you, buddy.
My fingers are too fat for it to fit on anything other than my pinky ring, but
Yeah, I was able to get it on that one, but there you go.
Wow.
I stand with the
Sonny.
Legion.
Sonny, this isn't going well for you today, buddy. Thank you,
I'm
Dan.
just
Thanks
staying out of
for
this
backing
one.
me up, brother.
Yes, sir. You
Yeah,
guys have a great
Lovers, I'm
night,
good.
and I will see all of you tomorrow.
Absolutely,
Have
my
a
friend.
good night, Dan.
Tomorrow, see you, brother. Good
Yeah,
job.
you
Well
again.
done, Dan. All right, Dan Kelly. Dan Kelly kicking ass.
Nice.
Came here and rocked the house, rocked Sonny's world. He's going to change his worldview with that one book. Man.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, Vegetable Lover, the gift that keeps on giving. And thank you, Uncle Gary, for showing it. Imagine my life without knowing it. Name was updated again. Sonny Kruger, Corn Husker.
Oh, Tim, that's too good. Oh, my God.
I'm going to be doing it all night.
Oh,
so
man. Goodness. Wow.
get ready.
Oh, man. Nice job.
So anybody else, if you feel free, you like how much fun we're having, feel free to send me more comics. I'll gladly
There you
open
go.
them on the show. Like that $300 amputee love.
Oh, my Lord.
Can't show that on the show.
Nope.
No, can't
Unless-
show that cover.
I have my fingers kind of like here and
Across-
here.
That's what I have to do when I showed the couple of covers I got last
A
week.
lot of tape.
Yeah, I had to cover up the good bits. Oh, man.
What's
Good
next,
stuff.
Sonny? We need to move on from
All
loving.
right, guys. Woo. Well, that was fun. Now it's time for some.
Tim, you're still red.
Oh, I got a hot light beating down on me, and I've got no air going on. Lord.
All right. Well, guys, it is time for right or wrong. And this
Ooh.
week, it is my 5 statements. So I will get 5 statements. We'll quickly say right or wrong. Everyone in the comments, feel free to join in. And then after we go through all 5, we'll discuss them all.
Just make sure in the comments, chat, that you put the number in front of what you're saying right or wrong to.
Yes.
And we'll throw it up there.
Okay.
All right. So, let's see, Dan has a bit of an update on something that we were just talking
he
about.
found it. There are 29 copies of Amputee Love on the CGC census, but no copies of Vegetable Lover. Sonny, get it done.
Do
Oh,
it. Come
the
on.
one and
Come on.
only Sonny Kruger. But
Wow.
then he wouldn't be able to touch it when he wants to.
No.
I have to read it. Maybe I can read it, take pictures to remind me of the good old days.
Oh, my
and I get a
Lord.
slab.
That's a whole new level of perversion when you're doing
My
that.
Lord.
What's with all these pictures on your phone? It's for Codex.
Why do you carry pictures of hot vegetables on your phone?
Ugh.
It's research for a new book I'm writing.
Yeah. I'm
He's a real
researching.
weirdo.
I'm researching.
The main character, he's a real weirdo.
Oh, my God.
Okay, but everybody,
Let's go.
I've got my 5 statements. Here we go. Number 1, we need a new Ghost Rider movie.
Oh, right.
Right.
I say right. Number 2, Wesley Snipes will remain the only live-action Blade for at least 10 more years.
Wrong.
I'm going to say wrong because if Ali wants to do it, he's a quality actor. Yeah.
I say right. I think something will happen. I just don't see that one. Mahershala Ali, amazing actor, but I just keep seeing it keep getting pushed back, and eventually I think it would be canceled.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3. The film industry is missing out on huge opportunities by not having more shows based on horror-themed comics.
Right.
Right.
And I say right. And I see in the comments, Dan said right for 1, and then he said wrong for 2.
Yes.
Okay. So now for number 4. Everyone needs to be a superhero at least once for Halloween.
Oh, right.
Say wrong.
And I say wrong. Number 5. Many people are going to be very angry with the Daredevil Born Again series.
I'm going to say wrong.
They're going to be angry, you're saying.
Then once it comes out, they're going to be
I don't know
angry.
why they would be angry, so I'm going to say wrong.
And I will say right.
Okay.
So, here we go. Now I got it. So, Dan said right for 3, right for 4.
Mm-hmm. No response yet for 5.
Yeah, but everybody else, still feel free to jump on and let us know. Okay. And he said right for 5.
All right.
So, for me, for all of us, number 1, we all said right for we need a new Daredevil. We need a new Ghost Rider movie.
Mm-hmm.
We all said right. I agree. And I think we should start from the beginning, all new actors. As much as I love Nicolas Cage and Eva Mendes, I think it's good just to start all over and give Ghost Rider a new beginning. Because Ghost Rider's an amazing character, and I never felt got that much of big hype. And I really hope Ghost Rider does something big in the movie.
If they do Ghost Rider, I want it pure violent horror. That's what I want. I want jump scares. I want anxiety. I want blood. I want hell, fire, brimstone. I want the works. I want to walk out of that theater and be like, what the fuck did I just watch?
I want Keanu Reeves as Johnny Blaze.
Oh, that'd be he'd be great. He'd be perfect, especially if they move on to Spirits of Vengeance. And as he ages, he'd be even better as Johnny Blaze.
And Dan said he'd love to actually see a good Ghost Rider movie.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, Tim. Like I said, I would like to really have it be the horror, centric, and like I said, I want nightmares.
It's been a long time since I've seen the first one, but weren't the effects really cool?
The effects were great. It just was it was right at the tail end of hokey comic book movies that played into the fact that they were comic books.
I know 2 was terrible, but I thought one was decent.
I avoided 2.
I lost interest in 1 when he lassoed the helicopter and started going woohoo and pulling it in. I was like, okay, I'm done. I can live with riding up and down the walls. I've seen that in the comic books and all this other stuff. The Orange County Choppers or West Coast Choppers motorcycle. That was great. It was awesome. It looked fantastic. Johnny Blaze looks like Danny Ketch. Cool. I get that. But when you're lassoing a helicopter and no, I'm done.
Woohoo.
Check, please.
Yep. I'm out.
And Dan says it was stupid and cheesy.
Yes.
All right. Number 2 was Wesley Snipes will remain the only live action Blade for at least 10 more years. Now, Dan said wrong. Tim, you said wrong?
I said wrong and Dan said wrong.
I did too.
You said
I
wrong.
said
Okay.
wrong too.
I was the only one who said right. I think, because, we know there's the movie Mahershala Ali planned. I feel like it keeps getting pushed back, that it's just going to eventually be one of those movies that we say, oh, yeah, there was going to be a Blade movie with Mahershala Ali. Maybe one day in the future. Obviously, Wesley Snipes can't play him forever. I mean, 30 years from now, he can't be Blade anymore.
I think
unless they do an AI thing, but I think I can give it 10 more years.
I think we'll see him one
an
more
AI
time.
or an AARP one.
Yeah. I think we'll see him one more time for Avengers Secret Wars, and then that'll be it. They'll give him an even better send-off than Deadpool and Wolverine.
All right. So number 3 was we were all in agreement on this one when we said the film industry is missing out on huge opportunities by not having more shows based on horror-themed comics. There's so many great horror-themed comic books that they could do shows of, and other shows have proven already to be successful. Tales of the Crypt, The Walking Dead, there've been tons. So there's so much more out there. Uncle Gary, you know a lot more than I know about the horror comic books.
Well, there was only one season of this a few years ago, but the Swamp Thing show was magnificent. It was magnificent.
Cut was because of contracts in North Carolina.
North Carolina, they gave him such a huge giant tax break on the first season. It didn't carry on to the second season. The second season, we were probably going to see the Spectre and the Phantom Stranger. So we did kind of see a character that they kind of said was going to be the Phantom Stranger, and another one that was going to be the Spectre. So we had Blue Devil that appeared in it. It was really good. You had Madame Xanadu.
Jamie really liked it too. I remember him mentioning.
Oh, he's fantastic, and the effects were so good. And I know Gunn has got Swamp Thing on his agenda.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's live action or animated.
I think live action. I'm pretty confident of that.
I'm happy about that. Phantom Stranger would be a cool character.
Yeah,
to do right.
So me and Dan had our top 10 actors we'd love to see as characters. I think Jeremy Irons would be a great Phantom Stranger.
I think so too. I think he could be a really good Phantom Stranger. Absolutely.
I'd take
somebody that's aloof, somebody that's really aloof and kind of distant.
Yeah.
Very, very, very hard to read. Yeah.
Yeah, like we were saying, there's a lot of other great horror stories too.
How cool would Dead Man be?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. I'd love to see Dead Man live action.
Mm-hmm.
Secrets of the Haunted House of Mystery. We could have the Secrets of the Haunted House, issue number 40 with that girl. You know what? I'd even play. I'm like the chameleon. I can transform. I could shave the beard, and I could even play crazy old Charlotte.
There's something to be said about typecasting, though, buddy.
I'll take it. I guess I would do it before I start to move on to tougher roles.
What are my motivations? Sony goes, I hate toys. That's my motivation.
We're gonna have to redo that whole part again and again.
Oh my god,
sir! You've broken 100 dolls.
I'm getting into character.
All right.
Wait. Liz has got something. She says, Dan, I want a Blade movie with Wesley Snipes, especially after the cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, 100%.
I could see there being one more. Like I said, a lot of people got excited about that, seeing Blade and Deadpool and Wolverine. I think the fans would love to see one more. And I think that's kind of why Mahershala Ali's Blade hasn't come out, because the fans aren't showing too much enthusiasm about that one, but they're showing a lot more enthusiasm about Wesley Snipes.
Well, it was cool with that Ryan Reynolds connection too.
One thing I thought they should have done before I jump on was I thought it would have been really cool if he took his sunglasses off and he had the CGI eyes again. That would have been good. How he refused to open them, so they CGI'd them. That would have been a good one.
My lord,
missed opportunity there.
And Liz agrees with you.
Yes, Liz, I'm interested to see if you'll agree with me when we get to the F list.
Liz, do not agree with Sonny. That's a bad road to drive down.
What are we on, number 4?
Okay. So number 4 was everyone needs to be a superhero at least once for Halloween.
Dan says right. I say right.
Right. Gary said wrong.
Wrong.
I would normally recommend it. Most people say, oh yeah, be a superhero. I've been quite a few superheroes like Batman and Spawn, but not everybody celebrates Halloween, and some people just don't want to dress up. So that's why I won't say everyone needs to be. Yeah. But being a superhero is very cool. So.
I say wrong because be your own damn self. If you don't want to be a superhero, you don't be a superhero. It's about free choice, baby. We're in America. You don't have to be a superhero for Halloween. You can be a slutty nurse. You can be a slutty police officer. You can be a slutty construction worker.
I'm a cat.
You don't have to be or vegetable lover. Yeah, you don't have to be a superhero. Yeah. So. No, I mean, all kidding aside, everybody should celebrate Halloween the way they want to celebrate it. And, I'm not going to put a quantifier on it that you have to have been a superhero at least once. No. Halloween is your holiday that you want to make it.
I'm going to say right. And the reason why I say that is everybody at some point in their lives ties that blanket or that towel around their necks. and goes like this. And they run, boy, girl, whatever. Everybody does it. I've got a picture of my daughter doing it, and I've got a picture of my son doing it. And just to have that imagination for 10 minutes changes a kid's life, right? And to do that in Halloween, whatever your superhero is, I mean, if it's the superheroes in the aspect of what we're talking about, yeah, go ahead, be Superman, be Wonder Woman, gender bend those things, be whatever the hell you want to be. Have fun, have a good time. But I agree with you, Gary, 100%. You do what you want. This is your time, and you make it how you want to, and you dress up however you want. It's the one time a year that some people get to cosplay, right? Others, like us, go to comic conventions, and we get to see it multiple times a year. But yeah, dress up, do what you got to do. So
you could even be Sonny Kruger for Halloween.
You could be Sonny Kruger Cornhusker.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, that wouldn't be a superhero. That'd be a villain. Why does anybody?
Hey.
Sonny's not a villain. He's just misunderstood.
Oh,
exactly.
And
those stories, like you said, Tim, when it comes to people putting on like outfits, there was a time when I was a young kid, I had a speech delay and I had bad tonsils, so they were overgrown. So I had a really deep voice as a little kid, and
hey, get off my lawn.
Basically. And I was at a library before I was even in school. There's a little library thing, and my mom said, the kids, we were going around doing like a little trick-or-treating thing, and I was dressed as Batman.
Hey, there you go.
Suddenly, she heard this voice louder than everybody else saying, Happy Halloween. And it was me in my Batman outfit.
What do you want for dinner, Sonny? Justice.
Yeah. Vengeance.
my deeper voice back then than it is now.
Oh my God!
All right. Eventually, those tonsils got cut.
Sonny's voice changed and it went up.
Wow.
Yeah, it got cut. The tonsils got cut, and then I sounded a bit more. I seemed a little more like a regular.
Nothing else got cut, right?
No, that's time. That's a conversation for another time.
That might raise your voice.
That's a conversation for another time. Foreskin man.
Foreskin.
Whoa.
Man. Whoa, there you go. That's enough, Lister.
That's foreshadowing, ladies.
Oh my.
Nice.
Somebody needs a moil.
And the last one was before we got a comment. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Hey, real quick, Pam has a comment.
Pam. Oh, hey, Pam.
Yeah, hey, Pam.
I was Robin when I was 4 because I was trying to con my mom into buying me a comic for a costume reference.
Oh, Pam, that's brilliant.
That's fantastic.
Nice. Pam, very good. Very good. Even at 4 years old, Pam was gaming the system. Good
job. Better believe it. I need a comic book, Mom. I got to know what Robin looks like. Come on.
Yeah, Pam, I am eager to see your covers that you sent in. I really can't wait to see what you.
Yes, that'd be great.
Number 5.
A lot of people got into that. Yeah, we'll get onto that in a little bit. But number 5 was many people are going to be very angry with the Daredevil Born Again series. Dan said right. I said right. You guys
said wrong.
I don't know enough to know why they would be angry, but I guess maybe they're always angry. But yeah, I said wrong.
There you go.
Let's see it. Let's see it first.
Yes, I think like I said, obviously it could be good. Some things obviously have to be changed, right? Like how things go, and we know there are always people who are always going to be mad. So that's why
Isn't Barenthal going to be back as the Punisher? How can that be bad?
We've got the
same cast,
entire Daredevil cast coming.
How can that be bad?
Some people always complain. That's why I'd like that. I'm like, I think some people always complain. Any little change, some people will be mad. I hope it's a great show, though.
I had a boss that say, you come to a picnic and you bring cake, somebody's going to want pie.
Yeah.
That's what he used to always say.
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be awesome. I don't see any reason for people to complain. There's certain things, people are going to complain about everything. But I think there'll be such a small minority that it won't even make a difference.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was that scene when they were in the bar and there was that song you could hear in the background for 5 seconds.
Yeah. Dan says people will be angry because there are always people that are so unhappy with their lives that they complain about everything. Oh, Dan.
Dan, on the note.
Oh, Dan, the way you worded that.
Jeez, no punctuation or anything. Ugh.
He spoke
There
from the
wasn't a
heart.
period at the end of that sentence.
Right. He's right, though. I mean,
Yeah, so people always complain. Yeah.
yeah.
But I hope it's a great one. Like I said earlier, March 4th is when Daredevil Born Again starts.
Yep. Can't wait.
And before we jump on to our random panel of the week, we've got a sponsor.
We do have a sponsor.
Uncle Gary, tell us about the sponsor.
Oh, we got a
You know
great
quite a bit
sponsor.
about him.
Oh, it's Comic Logic, baby. Head over to Comic Logic. We're Loudoun County, Virginia's only comic book store. I'm one of the proud owners, one of the proud co-owners of that store. Please come see us. We would love to see you. And if you're going to come see us, I got just the time for you to come see us. This, and I mean this coming Sunday, we have our Fall Lot Con from 12 to 4, or we turn our parking lot into a mini Comic Con. We'll have over 35 vendors there, probably closer to 40 than 35, I believe. We will have comics. We'll have toys. We'll have local authors, local artists. We'll have jewelry. There'll even be a tattoo artist set up. Rob Kalin, our principal owner, has threatened to get another tattoo. I believe he will, and hopefully this time he will get the tramp stamp that we are all hoping that he will get. So we're hoping.
Do it.
There is hope. There's hope, but he will get another tattoo. So if you want to come and get comics and tattooed in the same place, who else can offer that? We can offer that at LodCon. Dan was going to be there. See, Dan Kelly will be there. It's in my home away from home. Liz, I saw Liz today. Liz is looking as, Liz is always a breath of fresh air anytime we see her. So Liz, look forward to seeing you there. We will, it's going to be trunk or treat too. So bring the kids, bring the kiddos. They can go from booth to booth and get candy and trick or treat. Please feel free to have them dressed up in costume. Please feel free to wear a costume yourself and come. Engage with us. We would love to meet you. You'll see all the Comic Logic crew there, and you may even see 1 or 2 Codex members floating around. You definitely see me. You definitely see Dan. There's a chance you'll see some Sal. Sal had another commitment there. He's not 100% sure, but you will see Codex and Comic Logic together in the same place, commingling, crossing the streams. So come see us. We'd love to see you. Comic Logic, Loudoun County, Virginia's only comic book store. Be there this Sunday. Fall Lot Con, 12 to 4. Thank you.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I hope somebody dresses up as Angelica.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, and Dan has stickers that he will give out. Dan Kelly art. If someone comes up and says to him, "The Dread Pirate Roberts," I presume he's always wanted someone to say that to him, and there you go. That's his chance.
Yeah, Liz says her daughter-in-law is a vendor, and she is going as Liz is going as Catwoman.
I think Liz will be an exceptional Catwoman. All right, I'm being watched. 5-0, fellas.
There you go.
The eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Pam, you need to make your way up in that direction at some point next year. We'll all converge again.
Pam, you're on the left coast, I believe, right?
I think she's Gulf Coast.
Gulf Coast. Okay, Gulf Coast.
Yep.
And Pam, we'd love to have you come around. If you get in this neck of the woods, we'd love to see you because we sure do love conversating with you on this wonderful channel that we have here.
Yep.
So
Sapphire will be there too.
he will. That's right. I'm sorry, Sapphire. I should have mentioned you will be there. Absolutely.
Yeah, lots of people.
Yep.
Nice. It'd be great. Check it out on Sunday.
Sunday.
Fun day. And just to accommodate
27th.
me, the NFL moved the Redskin or the Washington Commander Bear game to 4:25.
Look at that.
Get home to watch the game. That was so decent of them to do.
Nice.
They
Gary should
be busy.
We'll be against it. Teams be against each other, buddy.
We need Gary home.
Yeah, it was going to be Caleb Williams, the number 1 pick, against Jaden Daniels, the number 2 pick, but he's got a rib injury. Don't know if he'll play, but that's okay. I still look forward to that game anyway. So.
Yeah, when I see it, I see the Commanders now. I'm like, oh, Uncle Gary's team. I say for that game, sorry, I got to be against you for that one.
No, that's your team. She's in Texas.
Yeah,
she's in Texas. Pam. Well. The Lone Star State. I've got nothing bad to say about that except them damn Dallas Cowboys.
But the Dallas Mavericks, I love the Dallas Mavericks though. So.
I'm okay with them. I only have animosity and hatred for the Dallas Cowboys. So.
Well, Detroit beat the Cowboys, so
No, they didn't beat them. They massacred them.
I was trying to be nice, but
No,
Yeah, that was.
hopefully
crushed.
Pam is a Houston Texan fan. So.
there you go.
They got crushed worse than some of my toys have been crushed.
Oh, wait
Wow.
a minute. Pam's getting ready to say they're talking sports again.
Oh my
She's
god.
called us out for that a couple times.
All right, but you know what? Earlier, we saw our Codex founder had his eyes on us, but somebody else has their eye on someone in a random panel of the week.
I think this is my favorite one so far this year.
Yep.
There we go.
Mac. Oh, go ahead, say.
Oh, how about you be the regular guy and I'll be Mac.
Okay. Mac, one of your eyeballs is gone.
Naturally, Justin. It has been watching you constantly.
I love it.
As we see, he has one eyeball missing. Yeah.
This is great.
And his teeth, that's not just the only thing. Like, yes, his eye is missing, but his nose looks like it's missing as well. His teeth look pretty nasty. He's got a real bad haircut. I think that's just the way it is. But
It's the Mo cut.
God.
That's Mo. That's the Mo cut.
This is
Yeah.
wonderful.
So, yeah, there you go. Mac and Justin. Yeah, I don't know where they're from, but Mac's lost his eye.
Well, we know where they're going.
Yeah.
But where is the eye? If it's watching him, where is it right now?
I was going to say, because he's right in front of him talking with him, and his other eye's gone. He's like, oh, it's watching him.
Right up the old pooper scooper.
Oh, wow. That's the close. He's
I
keeping
don't
a
know.
close eye on him, man.
I wonder how does the eye move? Does he
He's
like
looking for the brown lantern.
Looking around.
or does the eye like did he place it somewhere and it stays watching, or does the eye itself move and follow him?
It's in he set it up in a drone.
It's very inconvenient, Mac. Leaving it in the kitchen. I'm barely ever in there. The wife's in there.
Who's in the kitchen with Dinah? Who's in the kitchen?
Wow.
Well, you know what? That was a good, creepy Halloween-esque panel for you to have.
Yes.
I typed in something like horror panel something. I was like, man, we're getting close to Halloween.
But
so that's enough for next week.
wait a minute. Let's go back to that panel.
Back again.
Yeah, we're talking about the eye. Are we not going to address the fact that his nose is gone?
Yeah, it's just his nose.
I mean, his nose is gone too. Where's the nose?
You look here's at the eye. So what is his nose is just randomly missing?
So maybe the nose is what's
Nobody
up to-
knows.
Nobody knows. I see what you did there.
Yeah, I see what you did. Yeah.
You can't find it. It disappeared because there's Nos trail to follow.
Got your nose. Give it back.
I see what you did there.
The Nos trail
With
to
my
follow.
one
Yeah.
random
There
eye.
you go.
Yeah.
I got a dog that won't leave me alone. He knows.
Is that a euphemism for something?
No, it definitely is not. He wants to go out and not use the bathroom, so I'm going to make him wait.
One might say he's keeping an eye on you.
Oh, he is.
2 eyes if he's lucky.
Uncle
Anyway,
Gary, buddy, we've gotten along for so much,
Listen,
so long.
you
now
got
we
beat
need
down
to
with a
argue.
sports master. You're gonna get ready to get another.
I still got one Sportsmaster. I still got one of the other world Sportsmasters, so I still managed to grab one.
I had to give you I gave you a little bit of something to save face. You're not getting off this easy.
That one was hanging out with the Condiment King. It was like you can't.
Well,
That one
yeah.
can't be safe. But now we move on to the F list. Okay, it's a battle today because I am attempting to add this man to the F list. His
No.
name is Matter Eater Lad.
let's find the
Where's the Kent Bay Montumbo? No.
Wow, with your power of eating matter at super speed, you'll tunnel us out in no time, and the guards can't see us in here.
As he just bites his way through.
And that's out of Valdis's ass, just in case.
They
Dude,
must
eating-
envy me, but I got a theory.
Don't forget when he was eating this rock. It was pretty good.
Oh my lord. I like this picture.
Oh yeah. Is he's just holding onto a fence? He just
Eating the chain link
Eating it.
fence. Here is modern day matter eater lad.
Mhm.
There you go. I threw in a regular one. I wasn't just
Wait a
gonna make
minute.
it look bad.
Wait a minute. Look at Censor Girl's cleavage.
Oh my God.
We were all trying not to
squirrel.
look.
I got distracted.
We were all pretending we didn't see it there.
Brainiac 5 and yeah.
Yeah.
Check out inert Ron barrier. Whoa, check one inert Ron barrier coming up courtesy of the little old element changer. Me. No good, Brainy. He's chewing his way right through.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, there he is with Superboy.
I like this one with Superboy telling him, "Quiet, Matter Eater lad. Brainiac 5 designed Computo as a hush-hush project for the United Planets. Since you can eat anything, try a meal of your own words."
Wow.
And then Matter Eater lad responds, I'm reading it exactly how it's put. "Excuse, please. I do have a big mouth."
Oh my God. Yum, yum. This old ray gun sure tastes good. Yes, sirree. How is it possible for a human being to eat metal and live? Okay.
As he eats the gun.
I'm sitting this one out. I'll just show the pictures and you guys can argue.
I was going to ask you, Tim, if you thought he had a history.
So I know very little about Matter Eater Lad. I think
Take a guess.
I don't want to make anybody mad.
Yeah,
Look at the look on Gary's face. Come on.
I know the whole origin story, so I mean,
I'm going to let you do the origin because you know it off the top of your head.
All right, so I'll give it a stab.
Jerry Siegel is watching this right now.
Okay.
So just so you know, he's going to be offended. From up above, he's watching you, Tim.
he's a creator.
31st century. Walter Flemington was hit by cosmic rays one day when he tripped over and almost impaled himself upon a chain link fence. He was dressed in a schoolboy uniform, hence this right here. And as the cosmic rays hit, his mouth clamped down, and he noticed that not only did nothing happen to him, but he could eat it, and it had a decent flavor. Using that as a cheesy parlor trick for a little while, he made pennies here and there, or in the 31st century, Zordon units. And then the Legion of Superheroes, led by Superboy, discovered that he could eat anything made of matter. They were like, "Hey, lad, why don't you come on in here and audition for the Legion of Superheroes?" He's like, "All I am is a matter eater." And Brainiac 5 was like, "That's genius. Matter eater lad, you're in." There you go.
All right. And
Tim,
we've got some comments before I'll let
Missed it by that much, Tim.
Really? Keith says, "Can he also spit out what he eats like a hail of bullets, or do I just have my hopes up?"
Well, Tim, it's usually later on with the digestive process gets underway and it's out the
Pam says, "Wait, Matter Eater Lad is on the F list? He went on to be president of something."
Pam, he is not on the F list.
Dan said something else too.
This is Sonny's reach out exceeding his grasp.
I become Matter Eater Lad when I go to the $15.99 all you can buffet.
That's right. See, it's a hero you can identify with.
Oh my!
So no, Pam, have no fear. He is not going on the F list. All right. Denzel Kim. Denzel Kim is his name, and he is from the. Now this is pretty bad because the planet he's from is the planet Bismol.
No,
I saw on Reddit someone said, "Good thing his name's not Pepto."
Yes, he is from the planet Bismol. Denzel Kim. There was a microbe that infected all of the foodstuffs on the planet Bismol.
I was around that area,
and the Bismolians had to adapt or die, and they were started to be able to eat other materials such as rocks or metal or plastics and things like that. So they had to adapt or survive, and his whole race was able to do that. The Legion of Superheroes was a galactic force, and he took his unique powers to them. And when you showed the picture of him eating the ray gun, I'm very sure that's from when he first auditioned to become a member of the Legion. He first appeared in Adventure Comics 303. It is one of only 2 books above 300 in Adventure Comics that I do not have. I do not have 303 and I do not have 310.
Oh,
So
so this
there's
is
only
the first appearance you don't have.
that's the first appearance I don't have. There's only about
Shows how
5
much you hate him.
No, there's only about 5 Legion appearances that I don't own, and that's his first appearance is one of them. So, but yeah, the one where he's eating the ray gun, I'm sure this could also be from his first appearance, maybe.
Yeah.
But that I'm pretty sure that's definitely his first appearance. But anyway, Jerry Siegel was one of the creators. I forget the other gentleman that was
John Forte.
There you go. And so he joined the Legion, and he's a character that doesn't fit into every adventure, but because he had unique powers, he was given this. He's got a Legion flight ring. They don't give that to chumps. There's a group of heroes called the Legion of Substitute Heroes that don't even make the final grade. And he was not designated to be a substitute. He was put on the list. Here's another thing you don't get with F-listers. He got a damn action figure.
Oh,
Big Legion set. And let's see.
where is he?
And I see we're getting some comments too.
He's right. Shit, I gotta. Where is he? He's on
I'll try to find him.
Well, it's like an accordion. I gotta play it right. There he is. He's on this side. We got him there.
A little bit. There he is. Yeah, on his screen.
Keep helping, Keith. This is great.
There he is, Matter Eater Lad, and in his jaw, he's got a chaw of something he's chewing. So he's got an action figure. That's another reason why he can't be on the F list. He's got a flight ring. He's got an action figure. And if you really want to know why he can't be on the list, it's because he saved the whole damn universe. In the Legion of Superheroes, there was a device called the Miracle Machine. The Miracle Machine could allow anything. It's kind of like Thanos before the Infinity Gauntlet.
Bougie says he just got in. We got to start all over.
We got to start all over again.
We're seeing if Matter Eater Leg gets in the F list or not. Uncle
We're not seeing.
He's
He's not
no.
going to be on the damn F list. It's not him.
He saved the damn
He
universe.
saved the damn universe by eating the Miracle Machine. The Miracle Machine, which has resurfaced because Darkseid built one. He found the technology and built one in the new All-In book, and he built the Miracle Machine. And what did he ask for? He asked for the powers of the Spectre to be his. And that allowed him to do some serious altering of universes. That's how badass the Spectre is. But he built him a Miracle Machine. In the Legion's history, the Miracle Machine was something they had in Legion headquarters to safeguard it from ne'er-do-wells who would come in and do something horrible with it. And the Legion was pretty much incapacitated. He was the last one left, and the leader of the Fatal Five, Tharok, was going to come and get it, and he was going to put his will, like Thanos, and destroy the universe. Matter Eater Lad ate the machine because he can eat anything.
Step aside, Superboy. I got this.
And the side effect was it drove him insane.
Wow.
It drove him insane for a while. But he sacrificed himself to eat that damn machine. And as Dan said, saved the damn universe. Also, later on, it was a few years where he was insane because of this. It took a while to work through his physiology. Because he was the most popular Bismalian, he was elected in against his will, kind of drafted into the country's political services, and he became a senator on that country. A senator of the planet, and he didn't eat the competition. He had to serve. That was his duty, to serve as a senator and as a representative of that planet. And there have been quite a few occasions where that came to help the Legion out. And then he was so popular in that avenue, he basically became a reality star, a television star. So who's more like to be on the fart list? Well, you know what? Thankfully, they didn't discuss what happened on the other end, on the exit end.
God.
But
we don't need to talk about those.
He also used that influence where he realized with the planet Bismal was doing some things politically he did not like, but he used his influence as a media star to get his way and leverage them to do what he wanted to do, which was the right thing. So he had a bit of an attitude. He was a individualist, got things done by using his fame and celebrity, by being very shrewd. So the fact that he can do that, he can become a Legionnaire, have an action figure, have a flight ring, and did I say this? He saved the damn universe by eating the miracle machine, and that's not something an F-lister does. I'll grant you he's not an A-lister. He's probably not a B-lister, but he's a C-lister that saved the universe.
Super Pro now has saved many a concession stand from Matter Eater Lad on several occasions.
He's also saved a couple famous football players.
Yeah. All right. Well, Legion of Superheroes doesn't take any chumps. There you go.
I didn't see Bougie even said that he pooped fire for days.
Oh my!
I do wonder, would he eat? I'm surprised he hasn't eaten his ring, or he might eat that action figure though.
Well, and at one point, Lightning Lad has a brother, Lightning Lord, that's a real asshole and he has the lightning powers. He pointed that finger at Denzel and he bit the finger off.
Wow,
that's a cool move. I'll give him that.
Ate his finger. Like, yeah, you want to point that lightning digit at me, buddy? You want to point that little fat finger at me? And he ate his finger. So
I do like that. That's a cool move.
Yeah.
And one thing I'm a little surprised that you didn't mention was his wife.
Oh, that's
Saturn
right.
Queen.
Yeah, there you go. You're right. Thank you. He sure did. Saturn Queen, who was also from the planet Titan, like Saturn Girl, and was one of the the Legion's mirror image, but bad.
We're talking about Legion of Superheroes.
Legion of Superheroes.
Show some pictures. Show some.
And
of those
he reformed
pictures.
her.
Yeah.
He reformed her. Bouncy Boy. Well, if what's going to happen is at one point Sonny is going to go after Bouncy Boy, who's another kind of silly Legionnaire, but Bouncy Boy married Duo Damsel, who can split into two chicks at once. So there you go. That's not F-list.
Wow.
That's not it. And he married that. So there you go. Chuck Tane. But there you go. Matter Eater Lad. Not an F-lister. I'll concede maybe a C-lister. Not an F-lister. Saved the damn universe.
The damn universe.
Yes, he did.
All right. So, Tim, do you think Matter Eater Lad and his big mouth are on the F list? Or not?
Okay. So, if I didn't know anything about him, most certainly, like if I knew beyond zero, like -2 about Matter Eater Lad, 100% he'd be on the F list, and I'd laugh all the way to the bathroom. But because I know this much, and I know the significance of the Legion of Superheroes, I'm going to say no. He is not an F-lister.
So, Uncle Gary, do I say Denzel Chem from Bismolia? Bismolia, yeah, from Bismol. He is a Bismolian. We Matter Eater Lad. Tim, like you were saying in the very beginning, one more time, if we may see some of those pictures.
You got it, sir.
As soon as you see them, it is like, oh man. You know what? We'll go through some more because there's one.
Yeah, if I knew
one right there, that was the first time I ever seen, and I almost thought, like, is this real? Is this like just a joke? But so I see, okay, this is Matter Eater Lad, right? As soon as you look at him, as soon as you see that, especially if you don't know the past, he's gonna get laughs. He's gonna get made fun of.
Yes.
But I said, I definitely want this to be an episode with Uncle Gary because I know you're a big fan of Legion of Superheroes. So I'm like, hey, I want to hear what you
push
say.
Back, baby.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to hear. I felt bad the other time when you jumped on the episode. I'm like, I know.
Sportsmaster, yep.
Yeah, I know you're going to want to jump in since it dances. He stands to Legion.
You're lucky Chris isn't on. You're lucky Chris isn't on. Chris will be going after you for going after the Legion, buddy.
So I'm like, I have to do an episode when you're here. But here, I've done some research too. And before, I was going to say, yes, he can get off. But after I hear more from you, and like you said, he saved. What did he save again?
The damn universe.
He did. And maybe he's a part of the fart list. And like you said, maybe he's not an A-lister, but he said to sacrifice himself and his sanity. And even though it may be a funny way.
The whole chat's turning against you, Sonny.
Who was the last person you showed that said,
yeah,
Dan? Who was that?
Bougie.
That was Bougie. Thank you, Bougie.
I don't think the Legions are F-listers. I'm going to have to check a few more of those. But the biting somebody's finger. But for all of it, like you said, I can go with saying that he's
Joey Chestnut.
I think he's an A-lister, but I will say that you have convinced me, and I will not put Matter Eater Lad on the F list. I say his sacrifices, in what he's done, he has made his way out. Somehow, the character, I was like,
Did I mention he saved the damn universe?
he eats his way out of the F list.
There you go. I
There you
like
go.
that.
So there we go.
Sonny, well done. Good choice. Way to be flexible and to realign that and to make sure that you don't. I mean, it's like I said, he wasn't going on anyway because Tim and I vetoed it. But for you to come around to the right side of this, I appreciate that.
What
Needs
does Pam say?
Listerine after eating all that.
Well, it was a fun one. I'm glad that we got to chat. And like, if there's one person who can convince me, it'll be you. So I'm like, I'll be
from Listerine to latrine.
I'm a stubborn one. So I'm like, if you can convince me, then I'll give you a round of applause.
Very good. It was an impassioned argument. I had props. And
This
Dan, kudos to Dan for showing up with his Legion flight ring too.
He did, yeah. I may have to choose some more people to get everybody a bit rowdied up. Sometime.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Usually it's slam dunk F list or Z list, But but
not today.
I knew you were being provocative. I knew that's what you were doing. So you were itching for some pushback. So you got it.
Oh yeah.
Bougie says they're no Doom Patrol, but they've saved the day here and there.
Yes, they are. Well,
in the future.
In the future, yes. 31st century. That's right.
That's right. 31st century yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That is right. It was a fun one going over Matter Eater Lad. We've had a lot going on this episode. And now we get to the main event of the evening. And that is our review of Rise of the Midnight Suns. Now, as usual, Tim can start us off with the credits.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Rise of the Midnight Suns, the massive epic that came out in the 90s, crossed over 5 different titles. Here is the laundry list of creators and some pretty awesome names on here, if I do say so myself. So writing goes to Howard Mackey, Len Kaminsky, Christian Cooper, and DJ Chichester. Here's issue 2. Artwork goes to Andy and Adam Kubert, Ron Wagner, Richard Case, and Ron Garney. Inks go to the legendary Joe Kubert, Adam Kubert, Mike Witherby, Mark McKenna, Tom Palmer. Colors go to Greg Wright, Glynis Oliver, and Tom Palmer. And letters, ladies and gentlemen, go to Janice Chang, Michael Heisler, Phil Felix, and John Costanza. And here is the last issue in the epic 6-part storyline. And if you remember, there were pieces of poster that came in this, and here is the entire thing.
There we go.
Nice poster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got quite a few of them there. Okay, so Rise of the Midnight Suns. You know what? I'm just going to start off with how it begins. Each issue, like, pretty much tells you what it's about when it says, "For eons, the walls between our Earth and the supernatural realms have held fast until now. Now those walls are weakening, and Lilith, queen of evil, mother of demons, has risen from her slumber to shatter the walls and free her hellish spawn. Only the strangest of alliances can drive her back, a union of old enemies and new heroes, in a battle forever to be remembered as the Rise of the Midnight Suns." So there we go. That pretty much tells you what it's about. We got all the characters. We got Ghost Rider and Johnny Blaze. We got the Night Stalkers. We got Morbius. We got the members of the Darkhold, all trying to stop Lilith from being all of her, her hellspawn, her children to life, like Creed with his arms wide open, but his heart closed. But his heart's open for his mother. What was his name? Meat
Shoot, meat sack?
meat
No,
meat market.
meat market. That's right.
Meat market, Nakota, her daughter Pilgrim,
Yeah.
and then we had Blackout who was trying to get involved, and she even says, he's like mother, and she's like, hey, more like grandmother for you. But yeah, so it's a great, super fun, cool story is what I would definitely say. Perfect for this time. I was like, one day I gotta pick it for October, spooky season, as Tim calls it.
Mhm.
And I thought one thing I thought was cool was how it, we get it into Ghost Rider 28, and then it started a bunch of other stories. Spirits of Vengeance, issue #1, Morbius #1, Darkhold #1, Night Stalkers #1. So I thought that was really cool and unique how it did that. Because a lot of times we have other stories and it's, through in between their stories. But this started off a bunch of series. Not too sure how far a lot of them went, but especially Spirits of Vengeance, I really liked. And there was a couple of tie-ins that don't need to go with the story, but issues 2 and 3 could go with it. I usually read it with the story. But I like it. I think it's cool. I think the artwork is great. I think it's a fun story. Really, I really like Ghost Rider and Johnny Blaze a lot. That both of them working together, and but there are points sometimes I thought there'd be issues. Like I said, I really liked the parts, yes, with Ghost Rider and Johnny Blaze. I liked Morbius's part in the story a lot. I felt the Night Stalkers maybe a little bit on my nerves because they were going against Ghost Rider. I'm rooting for Ghost Rider, but I get their point. I know who they are. Like Blade, and it was cool to see the others as well. Hannibal and what is his name? Frank. Yes, Frankie. But the Darkhold one I felt was the weakest of the issues. I don't think it was bad, but I felt if I had to pick a story that when you're going up against Ghost Rider comics and Morbius and all them, I felt Darkhold was the weakest of it, and the artwork. A lot of times the other artwork seemed very similar to each other. Like it seemed all to flow, and that was the one story I felt really seemed a lot different from the others, but still turned out to be good and important to the story. So I really enjoyed it all. And then we get the big ending where it's the battle. It is the Midnight Suns against Lilith and her children, and she pretty cool scene, like how she just rips it out of her. Yeah, I almost forgot that part. I was like, wow, yeah, that was pretty brutal, but I think that it's a great fun story. 90s fun, cool introduction to a lot of people. Yeah, Dan said he couldn't get into the Darkhold book, so I think I think quite a few people will agree that was the weakest of the bunch. But I said fun, cool stories. What I'd say, great crossovers with characters we don't usually get. The darker characters, it's not the main characters. We always see Spider-Man and the X-Men and Avengers. We love those characters, but it was cool, like I said, to see Ghost Rider, to see Morbius, to see Blade, to see them all cross over, team up together. I think it's a great story. Awesome. Check it out. Really fun. Each story is a little bit longer than the usual issues of comics. Sometimes I felt that it was good to do that. Sometimes
it's like 10. Each issue was like 10 pages longer than normal.
Yeah, I had forgotten that. Some of the issues I felt it worked really well with to have around 30, 33 pages. Some I felt like they could have been around 23 pages.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's an awesome comic. I really recommend it. It's unique. It's fun. It's got a lot of action in each one. So I, Sonny Kruger on the Codex Podcast with the Codex Station, give Rise of the Midnight Suns a 9.3 out of 10.
All right. Gary, you want to go or you want me to go?
Okay, I'll go. No, actually, you go, and then I'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see where you are on this. Just
okay. So I was actively collecting when I was a kid when this came out. This was Ghost Rider was my brother's main comic book at the time. So I got to read Ghost Rider after he was done reading it. He'd hand it to me and I dive through it. I love Danny Ketch as Ghost Rider. Gary, I know Johnny Blaze was yours growing up, and Danny Ketch was mine. I didn't know anything about Johnny Blaze until I started reading Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. This series here was, I think, the pinnacle of 90s Marvel horror.
I agree.
They pushed the limits as far as they could push it, and even went over a little bit. but I know that this was like, I remember this was huge. This was all me and my brother could talk about. He got every issue, and I got to read after that. But my buddies were picking this up too, trying to get the posters and all of that stuff. The artwork, all of the Kuberts on this, that's amazing to me. I mean, that Andy Kubert, Adam Kubert, they were big for me back then. Learning about Joe Kubert, being exposed to his inking, looking at it now, because of you, Gary, I can tell when he puts his pen to things. And I was reading the first issue 28, and like I had completely forgotten that Joe Kubert did the inks, and I was like, oh. How about that? So having Joe Kubert on there add a complete uniqueness to Ghost Rider alone. The entire creative team. I mean, the pencils. Ron Wagner. We know that name very well here on Codex. We've talked about him on several different titles. Ron Garney. We've talked about multiple times. He was at Baltimore. We got to meet him. Gary, you've talked to him many times. There's not much more that can be said about this. It is pinnacle Marvel horror. It revitalized forgotten characters, or characters that were regulated to minor guest appearances every now and then. So you got Morbius, that got a breath of fresh air, or some fresh blood for that matter. A new suit
and a broken heart.
And a broken heart. A new suit that was in parlance with the times. Blade made a resurgence in popularity because of Night Stalkers. There goes my dog. Johnny Blaze, who was already gaining resurgence in popularity because of the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider title, then them moving to their own Ghost Rider Johnny Blaze Spirits of Vengeance. That was insane on its own, because forget Midnight Suns for a second, right? That started all of this. And then later on in Spirits of Vengeance, you have Spirits of Venom, which was mind-blowing on its own. But I digress. Plain and simple, I'm going around my ass to get to my elbow. This is a 10 out of 10. 100%. This is Marvel horror tops in the 90s. Howard Mackey, this is some of his best work.
Here's that
right there. Yeah. This is some of Howard Mackey's best work. Len Kaminsky, Christian Cooper, DG, Chichester. Yeah, Johnny Blaze's Hellfire Shotgun was beyond badass. 100%, Dan.
Yeah.
And Johnny Blaze, even though he didn't have Ghost Rider powers anymore, he still wore the suit, had the trench coat, had the cigarette in his mouth and the sunglasses. And whenever any demon or mouthy dude got in his way, he just pulled that shotgun out, didn't say nothing. Boom. Bye. See ya. I loved it. Yeah, 10 out of 10. If you haven't read this, read it. You will not be disappointed. I've been giving a lot of 10s out lately, and this one earns it very, very easily.
So there we go.
Yeah.
9.3 for me. 10 out of 10 for Tim. I
Yeah,
had a feeling, Tim, that you were a
100%.
fan of this. I just had a feeling.
Yeah.
Uncle Gary, how about you?
All right. I'm going to say that, first of all, I think I need to say that this is part of, I remembered this because I had it back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I remembered it a little more fondly than I did after rereading it. So part of it for me, the problem is I had to read it digitally, and that is not a good experience for me. I don't. Yeah, good bougie. So I didn't enjoy it, the read as much digitally as I would had I had the book. I think the strong issues are the two Ghost Rider issues. I will say that the Kuberts together, Kuberts together was great. And just as a side note, the first time all three Kuberts worked on a book together was Sergeant Rock 422, which was the last issue of Sergeant Rock, and all Adam, Andy, and Joe worked on that together, and that was the first time all three of them worked on a book together. But I thought it was great to have Joe's work on there with Adam and Andy.
Mm-hmm.
So the two Ghost Rider issues I thought were much stronger than the other four. So as I'm rereading this, one of the problems I had with this is I think that the cohesion between the different stories was very disjointed. You know, the stories did not flow very well to me. And when we got into the Darkhold one, that was, to me, that was just all over the place. But I just think there were a few things that would connect. They'd show whatever Lilith was up to at the time, and then they may have Johnny Blaze and Danny, in a few of the issues. But so a couple of those books, the Darkhold one and one of the others in the middle, I think they could have done totally without that and made the story tighter. I don't think any of the art wasn't up to the same level as the two Ghost Rider books were. So that lack of cohesion, I found a little bit of a disunity in that. The book was very much 90s. You know what I mean? I think sometimes you read
90s edge all the way.
I think sometimes you read a book and it's just timeless. To me, I found it a little more dated, that I just found it, and I think I remembered it more fondly than I did when I read it. Though, that being said, it was still a fun story. It was still kick-ass. Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch's bros going around. The Hellfire shotgun was pretty awesome, and I wonder if Philip Kennedy Johnson got the idea of the Hellfire bazooka that he's going to use for Ghost Rider 44 from there.
I hope so.
Yeah, so I wonder if that was part of it. So all in all, it's hard to gauge the art and the story together because there were so many different creators. For me, the arts were Wave. Like I said, I like the Ghost Rider stories and art a lot better than the other four, or the other two issues, because it was four, right? No, six. It was six.
Yeah.
And the other four. The Ghost Rider ones were pinnacle. There were two of the others, Spirit of Vengeance, and one of the others was really good. And then the Darkhold and something else was just, I lost it. So because of the unevenness, I'm giving it a 7.5. 7.5. I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed it, but it was because of those two issues that I didn't really enjoy at all, that I thought were really unnecessary. I thought, to me, that meandered in a way that I thought hurt the story and the cohesion.
It does pull it down. I'll admit that. Like Night Stalkers and Darkhold.
Yeah, those were the
Morbius do pull it down a little bit, because like with those three titles, they're reintroducing characters or brand new characters, and they're kind of throwing them in the middle of this epic storyline. I think overall, like with the importance of the storyline, this is because of this story, this is where the imprints came in for the characters. Midnight Sun got their own imprint because of this story, and then that went to Spider-Man and the X-Men, and that's why you saw their logos on comics going forward not too long after this, was because of Rise of the Midnight Suns. You're right, man. It is 90s, pure 90s. But the legacy of Midnight Suns lives on because it reintroduced people to two characters that fit right into this section of Dark Marvel, and that was Blade and Morbius, and they're still incredibly popular today.
Jamie loves Morbius.
That's his favorite character.
Yeah.
Well, and one thing that comes into the factor is how you and I differ on this. Too, is this was right in your nostalgia phase.
Oh, 100%.
So you got the feels for this. You got
my grade rating is a nostalgia rating. 100%.
Right. And there's nothing, and there is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
but
hard.
Because you got the feels for it right in here. Yeah. And at that time, I'd started in 74. So this is, what year did this come out?
Oh, 90s, early 90s, 92. Yeah.
So I'd almost been collecting for 20 years at this point, right? So my nostalgia stuff
92.
Mid to, the mid 70s to like 1980, or, where I'm really nostalgic for stuff. So I know that's your heart there, right? Yeah. So with me, as being an older collector, I remember liking it and thinking it was pretty cool. But as I read it now, it didn't, it didn't hit me in the same pleasure points that it did when I read it back then. But you know, and also I don't know that I ever read it together like
Mm.
this in one setting. So
Yeah.
maybe when I was getting it monthly, and it's kind of odd too that the Ghost Riders were what 28 and 31, right?
Yeah,
And
there were
two
several
issues
issues in
Yeah,
between.
the
that
issues in
didn't have-
between,
that
they
didn't
didn't go
even
with the story though.
that didn't go with the story. So, you know, so when I was reading this before, I was reading it monthly, but when you read it all together at once, it's easier to dissect it a little bit and see, okay, I like this a lot, but I didn't enjoy this so much. So that hit me, but still, I've still given it a 7.5.
It's a great
Still good.
grade.
It's still a good grade.
Yeah.
It's still worth checking out. It's still, you know, it's 90s goodness. And if I was just judging on the Ghost Rider issues, the score would have been definitely higher 80s if I was just judging on those two.
See, like with me, this was the time when I think, like, up to this point, Ghost Rider was to me just another dark superhero.
Yeah.
Right. But I think at this time is when I really took him seriously as a character, because how old was I in '92?
I'll be honest.
I was 13. So a 13-year-old reading this, I thought I was reading something I wasn't supposed to, right?
Yeah.
and I was,
Did you see Lilith's outfit?
hey, but
You see that forehead?
this was a very
He had a
adult
5-head.
This was a very adult story for me, and I can vividly remember looking at the cover to issue 31 and seeing Ghost Rider impaled on that spear, Lilith and her children in the background, the rest of the Midnight Suns covered in snow, and they're defeated. Dude, I can remember the insides of the story where Ghost Rider's standing there saying something very epic and meaningful to Johnny Blaze. I can't remember word for word, but like the first scene in issue 28 where he kicks the door open and he's like, there's going to be hell to pay for whatever this happened to this person. And it's just, yeah, it's
There were some
100%.
good one-liners in there too.
Yeah.
There's some good one-liners. I guess another thing that kind of threw me off a little bit was Blade was so one-dimensional in this.
Yeah.
I
Kind
think
of a jerk.
3 different references that he just wanted to cut something up. You know, and of course, I get that his name is Blade, but we got to have a little more than that.
Yeah, he was next to not anything he was back in the 70s.
Right. It was just and I realized you had 9 characters that were making up this grouping. So I realized characters got short shrift on there, but you know, that was one thing that struck me is how Blade is, you know, was so much more nuanced.
Yeah.
And in this he was just strictly, I didn't get to stab anything.
Yeah. Darn it.
I thought one pretty cool part from Blade was when Ghost Rider went to give Independence stare and he pulled his knife out.
I like that.
I was like,
and it reflected.
I was pretty impressed.
That was pretty cool.
I thought with the last issue, like I said, Ghost Rider, because the Ghost Rider issues got it started part 1 and ended part 6.
A great
so I thought
two-page
the
spread.
most powerful. Yeah,
great 2-page spread, you know, splash page that you had when the battle was fully on and everybody was engaged. That was really good.
Even I like the vision part when Ghost Rider first sees the vision of seeing Lilith and the Midnight Suns and everybody. So there was some cool splash pages like that. And to how we were getting each character, like I said, we had a little bit of Morbius, a little bit of Darkhold, and then for issue 31 of Ghost Rider part 6 to see, okay, now everybody's together. Now it's the big battle. So I
thought they were all polybagged
out
too, with Ghost Rider's head on the cover.
Yeah, they were.
They were. Yeah. So Rise of the Midnight Suns. Anybody, what do you all think of Rise of the Midnight Suns? I see we did get quite a few.
Booja got a 10. Booja gave 10, so he remembers it fondly too.
Oh yeah.
But I bet he's closer to your age bracket too, Tim,
I think so.
Where it hits him in the feels. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to love what you love. So you know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, the good thing is all 3 of us have different eras that we were knee-deep kids collecting comics. And there were so many great stories out of each of those eras that it's just wonderful. This is why I love this hobby so much.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, we read it in different ways. Like, so, some remember collecting. Me, I got it, like I said, the trade paperback. Like, I just kind of thought, oh, that's a cool story. It wasn't like I didn't get to collect it as it came out.
Yeah.
I
vividly remember pulling these books off of shelves when I was younger.
Yeah. Before we go, Tim, I recall that at a Baltimore con, didn't you get one of the Spirits of Vengeance signed? Didn't you pick up one of those signed?
I did not get a Spirits of
Did
Vengeance
you look at
signed.
or pick it up? I don't know.
A Spirits of Vengeance? Oh, yeah, I think that was in at the half price booth, Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had a question for you. There was a book that you picked up, and I need to see if you bought it.
You're 2 years older than me, sir.
Okay, so so y'all are in that age. You're all in that age where that hits you, and I get it. If you're
the same age as my brother Joe.
Okay. If you're that age, that book is going to be the most kick-ass book you ever read, and it's like I said, it's going to give you all the feels, and I completely 100% agree and support that.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that wraps up our review for Rise of the Midnight Suns. Uncle Gary went with the 7.5. I went with the 9.3. And Tim gave it the 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
So it was quite an episode we had today. We had quite a battle on the F list about Matter Eater Lad. We had the Rise of the Midnight Suns. We had somebody keeping an eye on somebody that ran on panel of the week. We had a whole bunch. So it was a great episode.
100%, Pam.
Pam, thank you. I think so too.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think is cool about Codex is the different generational perspectives. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Agreed. So everybody, thank you very much for joining us. Me and Tim will be back here next week with Dan Kelly, and we will be reviewing Batman: The Long Halloween.
Yes. It's been hit after hit after hit this month.
That's 12 issues. You're gonna review that whole thing?
He asked a while back. He had asked him.
Oh, it's worth reviewing.
We'll get a bit of time.
Reviewing.
Bougie
and
says
that next week, right before.
7.5 from Uncle is really a 10 out of 10.
Bougie, listen. Look, I'm not trying to rain on any parade, but it's like I said, I think it's still a great story, and it would have been higher if I was just grading the 2 Ghost Rider issues. I think those other, of the 2 issues were exceptional. 2 issues were pretty good, and then 2 issues just for me weren't good at all, and that brought it down some. But Boosh, 10 out of 10 from you and Tim. That's what you feel in your heart. I'm 100% with you on those. So you go there. Don't let me, don't let me bring you down on that, brother. So,
Gary, I did not get that Spectre book, but I did get a different one.
Who was it signed by? Was that a Wrightson signature?
That was not a Bernie Wrightson.
Was it Ostrander?
No, it's a B. It's shoot. I'll have to look at the issue number.
Was it Mandrake?
It was not Mandrake.
I wonder who, because Mandrake drew it.
That might have been whoever the cover artist was.
The cover artist was Bernie Wrightson.
Was it?
So if that was a B on there, I was like, oh, I didn't see that. I would have got that in a heartbeat. That
is not a Bernie Wrightson signature, though.
Okay. It was hard for me to read. I took a still shot of it. Yeah. And I didn't have enough of view of it. I was like, damn, if that was a Wrightson.
What issue number is that, Gary?
58, maybe.
Okay, give me 1 second and I'll
Yeah.
But anyways, we can close the show out and do this in the background.
Guys, we're still live.
Sorry.
Take care, everybody. Have a great night. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. We got a lot of stuff going on with the Codex Station.
Batman Long Halloween. Now that I can tell you right now, 10 out of 10 for me. But
there you go.
No, I won't be good.
There you go. Well, take care. See you all next week, and I'll let these 2 finish the show off. Tell you what else we got coming up this week, and I'll let them say goodbye.
All right, Tim. You're not on tomorrow night, so I'll say on Comic Character.
There you go.
Comic Character of the Week tomorrow is that little precocious pain in the ass, Damian Wayne. So Batman's son, Robin. We're going to talk about him. We're going to take a deep dive into that little pain in the butt, and there's a lot of good stuff to dive into there. So.
Well, Gary, you know what else is a pain in the butt? Getting a shot. But we got something for everybody, and we want to give it to them. What would that be?
Oh, well, that's all the socials. We have all the socials, and we'd like nothing better than to give them to you.
There you go.
And we're not done with you this week. Tim, do you want to talk about Saturday night's extravaganza?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday, we are having the horror cover extravaganza. No Comics Unleashed. It's a Codex special presentation of the top horror covers in comics history, not only from almost every member of Codex, but from our very own chat as well. So we've got covers from Pam, we've got covers from all kinds of other people in the chat. Chris, yeah, tons of people, guys. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. You do not want to miss that. What better thing to do the days before Halloween than to scare yourself stupid and check out some amazing horror covers and listen to all of us talk about it.
And I will say that there's one Chris sent that is the most frightening image I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, so
that.
And that's going to be 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 11 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. So
by the witching hour, we'll really be into it.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. So with that being said, at the Codex Station, ladies and gentlemen, your favorite social media platform where we're live streaming right now, please make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe, and or follow so you don't miss content like that all the time, every time, once again, at the Codex Station. Also, ladies and gentlemen, head over to thecodexstation.com for all your Codex needs. Get some merch, meet the team, and so much more. Once again, thecodexstation.com, ladies and gentlemen. And also, let's go ahead and give a big shout out to none other than Archduke Kevy's comic character of the day. This is the place where all of us congregate. We all met here, and Gary won a contest there, which is why he's here right now, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, comic character of the day. Gary, what do you say everybody does there?
Comic character of the day. Okay, I on comic character of the day, I pick a cover of the day. Dan Kelly has a random panel day. Today is a really great panel if you like big gals. So he does a random panel of the day, question of the day. Sal and Tim over there are always watching, making sure that we are giving you the content you deserve. And Archduke Kevy picks the character of the day. So it's just a great place to congregate, to hang out, talk comics, see covers, see great panels that make no freaking sense. And it's just a blast, and it's a great community there. So please come partake of this wonderful place that Archduke Kevy built.
And we are all there, so you'll get to interact with us too. And a
so,
lot of members
Sonny's also
too. Yeah.
Presence there too.
I see Chris said something about Matter Eater Lad.
Oh, did Chris finally make it? Chris,
you're gonna have to go back and watch the whole episode. You'll enjoy it, especially.
What did he say?
Wait a minute. There we go. Matter Eater Lad rocks, by the way.
Chris he eats rocks, by the way.
That's right. Chris, we saved him. Matter Eater Lads saved.
Gotta go back and watch it.
Yeah. Pam, she's going to try and make it, but she'll be on a plane. Hopefully technology cooperates.
Well, Pam, you could certainly watch the replay, and you will be well referenced because covers. I can't wait to see what you picked, by the way. Forward to that. But Chris, we saved Matter Eater Lad. You know, Tim and I had already outvoted him, but Sonny decided he would come along for the ride and be on the correct side of that boat.
There
he
you
decided
go.
Matter Eater Lad wasn't, because you know what he found out? He found out that Matter Eater Lad saved the whole damn universe. That's what he found.
That's right. And he's rocked quite a few times. He's eaten some fingers.
That's right.
So gotta go back and check it out. It was definitely one of the best F-list segments we've ever had.
Yeah. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get the hell out of here. It's late, and I know you guys got school tomorrow, so get your coffee, get ready, tell the teacher you got to snooze first period because you got to save your rest for the 26th or the 27th, this Saturday anyways, for the scary covers of all time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tim the Terrible. This beautiful man over here is the curator of the Library of Comics, the Ric Flair of comic books.
Woo!
Uncle Gary himself, and down below is the man who loves his broccoli so much. He bought a comic book based off of vegetables, or no, it was given to him.
It was given to him by Dan Kelly.
none other than Sonny Kruger, Cornhusker himself. This is the Codex Podcast right here on the Codex Station, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow for Comic Character of the Week. Damian Wayne, Robin, we love you. Good night. All right, Sonny, bust out that eggplant. I'm about